welcome to do so.
1987 Constitution to a proposal of allowing the President to declare the existence of a state of war should the Congress be unable to convene due to extreme circumstances.
A situation might arise when Congress...
Under the present post of senators elected for every federated region, each region will elect 2 senators to represent them in the upper chamber.
If you pattern this up, if you look at the pattern of the U.S., each state
Representatives, meanwhile, will be composed of not more than 400 members, with 50% of its body to be elected by these members.
before them to execute an order of suspension against a member. If this is approved, then the
Countries can prepare and addressing gender gaps in the region through women's entrepreneurship and economic.
The Bureau of Customs has exceeded.
Concerns drag Philippine share prices back to the 7,500 level. Philippine Stock Exchange Index lost 200.97 points, or 2.50%, to close at 7,535.10. Miners led advancers 128 to 50, and 52 issues were unchanged.
The ITCZ, or Intertropical Convergence Zone, continues to prevail. It will bring some light to moderate rain. Are also alerted against big waves reaching up to 4.5 meters. And that's the latest for now, only here on PTV Info Weather. This has been Ice Martinez. Have a good day.
Pino, dito sa
Tubig, pagkain, halos kulang.
Malayo na ang mararating nito. Change equals chance. Napakaraming buhay ang pwedeng umarangkada sa tax reform law.
This program is brought to you by PhilHealth, your partner in health.
The Public Attorney's Office to pursue those behind the procurement and distribution of the vaccine and bring them to justice. PTV correspondent Dom closed quid pro quo.
Another case on Dengvaxia was filed by weeping parents with the Public Attorney's Office in the Department of Justice. This is the 6th criminal case filed that includes reckless imprudence resulting in homicide under Article 365 of the Revised Penal Code and violation of the Anti-Torture Act against Health Secretary Francisco Duque, Dr. Janet Garin, and Sanofi Pasteur. PAO gathered a total of 51 cases of Dengvaxia victims, including the 6th complainant, Jacin Art Bataan, and the physician currently being investigated, Dr. Kendrick Goto. Meanwhile, the parents of the victim declined the 50,000 pesos offered by some members of the Department of Health. They said that they were all...
Ang buhay ng anak ko, maibabalik nyo pa ba?
Pangulo, kami po ay nagsusumamo sa inyo na kami po ay inyong tulungan. Justisya na mapanagot ang mga taong responsable sa pagpapalaganap ng nasabing bakuna.
On May 15, the DOJ will hold a
Duterte earlier stressed the need for continuous land reform in the country, this time covering non-productive government lands. Arian Cardino with the details.
The Department of Agrarian Reform enforces the implementation
programs that will see to it that we will be able to address the so-called policy directive of the President. And of course, this is in view of his desire to address the issues of our farmers who have been, for the longest time, suffering in terms of their economic condition.
DAR started the inventory of government-owned lands that can be subject to the Agrarian Reform Program. These lands include Arakan Valley in North Cotabato.
Lands, yung mga itong sinasabing public land, inalienable public lands na suitable for farming, and also those already used for agriculture.
According to the data from the agency, 561 hectares of land have already been issued a notice of coverage from the government. Meanwhile, 300,000 to 600,000 hectares of private land are being considered as disposable.
At least millions of areas of hectares of lands, which will be the subject of the Agrarian Reform Program of the President.
Distribute 50,000 hectares of land to the farmer beneficiaries every year. It seeks to improve their quality of life, which is one of the President's priority commitments.
Dumaguete and farther, Mark Ventura in Cagayan. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque assured that the administration will exert all efforts to resolve the cases and put to jail suspects and people behind the killings. He said that the Presidential Task Force for Media, while countering reports on the escalation in the number of media killings under the Duterte administration.
Nako, kinukundilan po natin lahat ng patayan na yan at sinisiguro ko naman po na ang gobyerno po ay gumagawa ng hakbang para tuparin ang kanyang responsibilidad. No? Iimbestigahan po natin yan, lilitisin at paparusahan ng mga pumapatay. Doon po sa miyembro ng media, meron nga po tayong Task Force on Media Security. Si Undersecretary Egco po ay ang siyang namumuno ng task force na yan at yan po ibibigyan ng prioridad ng ating pamahalaan. As of the last report that I had, meron na po tayong 8 convictions dahil po sa mga aktibidades ng task force at isa po ito sa mga kaso na aktibo na imbestigahan at lilitisin natin.
On December 2017, the nonprofit organization Center for Media Freedom and Responsibility has listed 156 journalists slain in work-related instances since 1986. Another radio broadcaster has been added to the list when he succumbed to gunshot wounds after being fired at by unidentified rider on Monday, April 30th. Malacanang has sent its representatives earlier today to express their sympathies. Eunice Samonte has the story. Since 1986. Another radio broadcaster has been added to the list when he succumbed to gunshot wounds after being fired at by unidentified rider on Monday, April 30th. Malacanang has sent its representatives earlier today to express their sympathies. Eunice Samonte has the story.
Wala na mo. Gusto yung kasama ko. Kalaban-laban mo. Pinaril nila.
The family of the slain journalist screams justice for their breadwinner and provider after being killed by the unidentified riding in tandem on Monday after riding a tricycle. Edmond Sestoso has 5 fatal gunshot wounds in the chest, shoulders, and the neck. The victim was a radio broadcaster and a former president of the National Union of Journalists in the Philippines, Dumaguete chapter.
Sabi naman sa papa niya na hindi daw sa trabaho, ma'am.
According to his wife, work and politics could be the reason behind. Past 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Presidential Communications journalist.
Joint effort ito ng lahat para mabigyan ng solusyon kaagad. At sabi ng Pangulo, gusto niya na bigyan ng early solution itong kaso na ito. Paabot niya yung pagduyog.
Reward money was also raised to 400,000 to expedite the arrest of the suspect.
This is a statement to the entire world, the entire Philippines, na hindi po natin pabayaan ang ating media men and women dito sa Pilipinas. And we will always do our best, do everything to protect the sanctity of the freedom of the press. And we must always secure our media men.
Meanwhile, Special Assistant to the President
may nagtatawag po sa akin na senador. Sabi ko, huwag niyo akong tawaging senador kasi janitor lang po ako. Pero hindi po ako trapo.
Released to the public. Reporting from Dumaguete City, Eunice Samonte for The Nation.
A Filipino has shown through in the recently held Muay Thai tournament in Hong Kong. Iron, as he is called, is ranked 18th in the mixed martial arts pro men's flyweight in Southeast Asia. And carving his name in another battle sport raised his level.
Kami makapatuloy at suportahan ang games ng Smartboard para sa mga professional fighters, para sa mga fighters na
also gave his heartfelt thanks to the people who prayed for his fight.
Ako ay lubos na nagpapasalamat una sa lahat sa GAB, kay Chairman Mitra, sa National Muay Thai Kickboxing Council of the Philippines sa pagsuporta sa aking laban. Ang aking panalo ay para sa lahat ng Pilipino. Ako po ay lalaban ulit para sa inyo.
Strained bilateral ties with the Gulf state. The Department of Education says its teachers are now ready for poll duties in the coming May 14 barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. Parents of a boy vaccinated with the controversial Dengvaxia vaccine file a 6th criminal complaint against former and incumbent officials of the Department of Health and vaccine manufacturer Sanofi Pasteur. And those were the most significant stories for the day. I'm Richmond Cruz.
And I'm Sharms Espina, and this is News Headlines.
This program was brought to you by PhilHealth, your partner in health.
Malinaw po dito sa Boao Forum for Asia 2018 na mahalaga ang collective growth dito po sa ating rehiyon. At magagawa lamang natin ito kung meron po tayong sustainable growth. Number 2, respeto sa isa't isa. At pangatlo, openness at innovation.
I come to the Boao Forum for Asia convinced that the collective prosperity is not just a dream but a reality that we can achieve for our nations, for our peoples, and for our regions. We are slowly making the Filipino dream a reality. We seek to partner with responsible businesses, homegrown and foreign-based, to drive the progress we envision. As sovereign equals, the Philippines and China are partners in the building of the much-needed infrastructure, which are the building blocks and bridges for greater understanding between our two peoples. Let me say it again. The Philippines' destiny is in Asia.
Skilled labor and deeper dynamic. The ASEAN community shall have a more enhanced role and voice in addressing international economic issues in the global arena.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.